You. Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Modesto Bee's Pigskin Postgame podcast. I'm getting better with that.
You are. It's not easy.
Week one, the second week of the season, and we had a lot of good games tonight. I think the most interesting game tonight, though, was Jimmy Silva's. Oh, by the way, this is Jim Silva, Ron Agostini, Brian VanderBeek. I'm Joe Cortez. Jimmy was at Oakdale High School for Oakdale Turlock.
Great
Tell
game.
us about that one.
Great high school football game. Fun to watch. A lot went on in the game, so it's hard to put it, encapsulate it. Turlock had a lot of opportunities to win the football game. They probably should have won the game. Oakdale rallied with 2 touchdowns in the last 5.5 minutes of the game to win. And I talked to both coaches real briefly after the game. Trent Merzon, Oakdale's coach, was surprised his team won. They got outplayed for most of the game by Turlock. And Turlock coach James Peterson apologized to his team after the game and took the loss on his shoulders. They made some coaching mistakes, maybe not running the ball as much towards the end of the game to work down the clock. But
So like last year, when Oakdale was a 1-point winner, or when Turlock was a 1-point winner last year, Oakdale won this one by 1 point. What was the final? 30-29?
30-29 final, yeah. So.
And they were down by how much late?
They were down by, I think,
12, you said.
Yeah. No, down by 11 late in the game.
And came back to win it.
He came back to win. You know, Oakdale, I heard some chatter on the sidelines late in the game. I was standing on the Turlock sidelines. I heard some chatter about they're quitting. And I thought to myself, this is Oakdale. They don't quit. And they didn't quit. They just kept fighting. They kept, and as Merzon said, they just found a way to win. And that's what they did.
Well, I was over in Ceres tonight for Grigori series, and I wanted to see Demetrius Vincent, the running back who's kind of highly touted. And he was really impressive tonight. He missed the first quarter. He had to sit out. He missed practice Monday and was forced to sit out by team rule. But he still ran for more than 100 yards. And you know who he reminds me of? O.J. Simpson. And just that he's kind of a tall, in a good way.
Yeah. On the football field, it's a real good way.
Yeah. He's kind of tall, and O.J. was kind of almost lanky.
Right. Well, he was,
But he could run fast, and he was powerful. And that's the way this kid is. He just runs violently.
Kind of a forward lean like OJ.
Really fun to watch, yeah. Really fun to watch. But it was close at halftime, 18-12. They kind of traded scores. Series made it 25-20 in the third quarter, but too much Grigori running attack in the late third quarter and fourth quarter. They pulled away and won 44-20. Brian, you were in Atwater for Central Catholic versus the Division I Falcons.
Well, yesterday the freshman game went running clock. Tonight the JV game went running clock, 64-6 Central. Ouch. And I guess the varsity just had to keep pace with that, and they beat Atwater 62-13 after leading 34-6 after one quarter. Atwater at times actually moved the ball against Central Catholic. Central, again, is downsizing. I guess it's an economic thing, and they don't have 300-pounders anymore. They've got guys 240 to 260 in the line.
Those guys don't grow on trees. Yeah.
They're just not going to pound it the way they have. But they have weapons, and the main weapon is junior quarterback Hunter Petlansky, who not only throws a great ball, but tonight he was their best running weapon. They're starting to run a lot of shotgun with him.
He's a strong kid.
Some read option, and he's deceptively fast. So he threw for 160 yards, completed 8 of 13 passes for 160 and 2 scores. He also ran for 63 yards and 2 scores. And, 62-13, what are you going to say about it? Although I like Atwater's quarterback, Frank Cassio, the junior, another strong kid. Doesn't move quite as well as Hunter, but what a great, great arm. Beautiful ball he throws. Atwater was overwhelmed. They committed 4 turnovers, all 4 of which were turned into touchdowns by Central Catholic, including a 100-yard interception return by Jared Rice.
Nice.
Just a really...
It was an all-section preseason selection by Cal High.
Beat people up the sideline there. Central did what it wanted to. It scored every time it had the ball except once when it missed a 35-yard field goal. Other than that, they would have scored on every possession.
Kenny Smart wouldn't have missed that.
Not much of a game, really. They won 62-13, and now they get ready for the Holy Bowl.
Next week, the Holy Bowl. Ron, you were over at Grigori High, your favorite venue in town. I know.
Yes, I
You
was.
love that little press box up there.
If you have a chance to go to a game, check out Don Lanphier Stadium at Grigori High. Nice, cute venue for a.
Cute?
I called it cute, and
You're
it's going to be
cute.
fun. Well, the cuteness comes from the berms that surround the field there, and if they have an excess crowd, you'll be able to sit on the grass if there's some big games there.
Grassy knolls, yeah.
Yeah, the grassy knolls of Lanphier Stadium.
Venerable.
You're right.
2 weeks in a row.
Already
We've got venerable.
But I was out there for Bayer versus Golden Valley. Bayer won the game, 34-15, their first win this year. Jay Green, junior running back, scored 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion, rushed for 114 yards. One of the things I enjoy about covering high school football is to see the maturation of these athletes from one year to the next. Jay Green's put on 25 pounds, and they run him right up the gut a lot. And he kind of likes the contact. He told me after the game. He kind of enjoys that, and he carried some Golden Valley DBs along for the ride a few times. 2 of his touchdowns were rushing. 2 were from passes from junior quarterback Nick Trujillo, who also is showing some improvement this year. Trent Baker, another junior. All 3 of those kids are juniors. Trent Baker rushed for 101 yards tonight. Bayer didn't take full charge of the game until late in the half. They held middle of the field. And then a nice play from Trujillo to Caleb Salfeld, deep pass, 59-yard touchdown. That broke the game open, 20-7. Bayer dominated the rest of the game. Bayer actually, looking back now, they probably feel they should have beaten Sheldon last week. Coach Doug Sevier said they had a lot of chances to win that game, and they didn't. Tonight they responded with a 0-turnover game, clean game, and eventually dominated a very young Golden Valley team. So, good win for the Patriots.
You mentioned talking to Jay Green after the game.
Yes.
I wish I could talk to players after the game.
It'd be nice. Yeah.
I had another 8 o'clock start tonight.
Oh, God.
2 in a row.
That's a killer.
2 in a row.
Killer.
I was sitting in my car in the parking lot at Ceres High, just typing furiously.
That is a killer.
It was brutal.
I have to give it up to Bayer tonight. They're one of those triple hitters. We had a triple hitter out there, but the varsity game kicked off at 7:30. So
Why was yours so late, Joe?
I don't know. There was a running clock in the junior varsity game.
Well, you only had the 2 games, right? A series. They didn't play a triple header, did they? No, they
I don't
wouldn't.
know. I wasn't. I got there during the JV game.
Yeah, they wouldn't have played a triple header unless there was an injury during the JV game of some kind. Yeah.
no, that's
Good point. But it's 2 8 o'clock starts for me in a row. Hey, let's look at some of the other Week 1 scores. What are some of the scores that caught your eye? What about you, Jimmy?
Well, I heard Hilmar lost. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That has to be
And they didn't just lose;
Got thumped.
they got shut out.
Yeah. So I mean,
The old whitewashing.
I can't remember the last time Hillmar lost a game. Was it 42-0?
42-0
San
to the
42-0
Hay Balers.
San Benito.
The Hay Balers of San Benito High School. And then also LeGrand got shut out by Chowchilla. LeGrand, the 4-time defending D4 champion.
Their coach, Coach Martinez.
No.
No,
He's moved on to Golden
I
Valley.
know. That's what I was going to say. He's not there anymore.
Raul Alvarez is there, the offensive coordinator from last year.
Yeah.
well, how about Downey? You guys both picked Downey to lose this week, and they came out and won.
Ixnay on that, Jimmy.
Really?
Yeah, they beat
waited for the
McNair
Knights.
61-46.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
46.
Well, he does the video, of course. He is.
60.
I was in the room.
Not much defense there.
Davis High got a nice win over Franklin, 47-14. Davis won big.
Davis,
that
Davis
was
2-0.
that was the same Franklin. No, that's Franklin of Stockton.
Correct.
Okay.
And then Modesto came back to beat Stagg, right? They were down early, if I was reading the Twitter feeds correctly.
Yeah.
And how about Sierra? I mean,
Oh,
boy.
mama.
How
Killing
good?
people
How
right
good
now.
must Sierra be?
yeah.
Although Ripon got shellacked tonight by Patterson. But
Well,
yeah.
that about does it for another episode of the Stanislas District's
You can't say it again.
Pigskin.
Pigskin Postgame Podcast.
That's right.
Be sure to join us next week.